Acknowledge me.
Leveled by Marvin Constant, the redshirt freshman out of Tuscaloosa.
Oh, they go by now. Let him know he don't want to stop. 65 yards as the ball was called away from the line of scrimmage. Gerald Dixon.
Hey, you forgot to see my book.
Good evening, and welcome to the Bama Standard on this Tuesday night. No, don't adjust your set. Don't change the station. I'm not Justin. He had to deal with some parenting stuff tonight, so they had to go to the bullpen. And sorry, I'm what you got. But lucky for you, we still got all the all-star cast that's normally with my man Justin with me tonight, and one very special guest y'all can see down in the corner we're going to get to just in a second. But let me introduce this panel tonight. I'm Daniel Pettey. I'm going to be running the ones and twos. But right next to me, as always, the man, all SEC linebacker, retired more high school football players in graduation, Marvin Constant. What is up?
What good, people?
And next to him, the man who has his pulse on all that is Alabama football. When he starts talking, Bama fans tune in because they know they are getting the information they came to get. That is one, Stephen M. Smith. How are you doing this evening, sir?
What's up? Tuesday, let's go.
And below me, my Monday night sidekick, all SEC DB, first GM of college football. Also, and then I don't know if you know, there's three sets of mafia in this country. You got the Sicilian Italian mafia from New York. You got the 72 Dolphins mafia football team. And you got the 92 Alabama Crimson Tide mafia, who might have my man under me, one Gerald Smoke Dixon, coming to us live from witness protection right now due to a list he may have made a few weeks ago. How are we doing, Smoke?
I'm glad, man. I'm just happy that I'm here with number 5. Come on.
No. Speaking of, a man that needs no introduction. He's not a myth. He's a living legend. All SEC, All-American, 1992 national champion, first-round draft pick of the Green Bay Packers, star for the Dallas Cowboys, but more importantly than anything, the man who snuck in at number 5 on Gerald Smoke Dixon's all-time safety list at Alabama, one George, I ran down Lamar Thomas' ass like he stole my mama's purse, Teague. How are you doing, sir?
I love it. I appreciate it. I don't know how. Yeah, man. No, that's good stuff. And all I gotta say is, you said that guy above me that he had a pulse on Alabama football. I thought you were gonna say he had his vision on it, with them glasses that he got on. But anyway, I'm glad to be here with y'all.
No, Marvin. No, Marvin. No. You will not defame me.
Here we go.
Wrong, Marvin. No.
You know we're going to get started, man. I had to get my shot in first before somebody else started throwing bullets, because
George,
that Dixon, too. He'll throw one in, too.
My first question, though, is my man Smoke, he's been getting these threats ever since our show. Like, he gets these letters, these calls show up, you know, some voicemail on his caller ID. You know, it's been rough.
It's been a rough one. Hey, listen, T, I had to get into Tuscaloosa I had to leave my house at like 4, get there just the dark, just so they know I ain't coming in town. They looking for me, bro. They told me I was dead wrong, but I think I'm dead right.
Look, one thing we're dead.
We had good discussion about that. We had a good discussion about it.
It was a great discussion, man. It's still going crazy.
Well, look, we got tons of good discussions lined up for tonight to keep that going. Hey, go back and check that one. That was good. When we did our all-time safety list, and then we had Roman and Teague talk it out with my man Marvin and Smoke. Look, we got a lot to talk about tonight. If you're paying attention, we just had a draft. Several Alabama players got that name called. I think Mr. Teague is going to discuss that. Maybe some future Alabama players coming up in the 2026 draft. We're going to talk about a little Kalen DeBoer, some of the magic he might have going down in the capstone right now. And I believe my man Stephen Smith has a special topic he wants to get going tonight. But before we get to all that, hit that like and subscribe. Come over from the Twitter, X. Marvin, what you got?
Before we dig into said draft, I have to say this.
Oh, here we go.
Who called Milroe going in the 3rd round off by 1 pick?
Marvin, the greatest constant.
Who called Malachi Moore going in the 4th round?
Marvin, the great constant.
Here we go. George, for reference, we had a show and Marvin and Smoke broke down who they thought. Well, it was on Constantly Smoking. They broke down where everybody was going to go from Bama, and I believe Marvin almost nailed it to a T.
Hey man,
nailed by his dance. Look,
hey, when you got a dome that size, he gets some stuff right every now and again. We all right.
Now, see, I wasn't gonna start with you tonight, but you come in taking a shot. Just know you already all right.
Look, we're going to get going quick, but before we get going, let's give a little bit of love to the sponsors, the folks that keep the lights on, and that is One Lamstone Company. Check them out at realrockstone.com. If you're building that dream home, inevitably you've seen those homes with that beautiful natural stone and said, I want a house that looks like that. Well, now's your chance. Go to Lamstone Company at realrockstone.com. They're located in Aniana, Alabama, one of the oldest, most trusted sources in the state. And if you tell them we sent you by using the promo code the Bama Standard, you'll receive 10% off your purchase of stone today. Hey, 10% off a stone purchase. It's not Smoke's 5-finger discount he keeps pining for, but 10% off stone is a pretty good deal. Give them a call today after the show, of course. With that said, man, let's get this rolling. Y'all
I want it for free.
Y'all here to hear these legends talk about what just happened in the NFL draft with these Alabama players. Guys, Stephen, I'm gonna let you, man. You're kind of our guy that's got the names to list. Let's run them off and let's talk about them. Who went where, and then I'm gonna let you guys discuss it.
All right. Well, we know first and foremost you had Tyler Booker, the first off the board to Teague's team, them Dallas Cowboys, number 12 overall. I was happy that senile Jerry wasn't senile this time. He picked the best player available, Tyler Booker, get that offensive line back rocking. That was big. Then at pick 31, the Philadelphia Eagles decided, let's add another gorilla to this defense. At pick 31, they go out and get QB killer 2, Marvin, Jahad Campbell, at pick 31, beefing up that defense even more. Then you look at the illustrious 3rd round where you did have Jalen Milroe go 92 to the Seattle Seahawks. What can Clint Kubiak do with him? That's going to be fun right there. But not only did they get Jalen Milroe, they got a 2-for-1. They got Robbie Oots too. So Robbie Oots from the fullback perspective joins Milroe in Seattle. You go to the 4th round where the New York Jets got Malachi Moore to put with Sauce Gardner. That's nice right there. Sticking with that round, the Denver Broncos got a value pick and Q Robinson. I thought that was nice right there. You look at the 5th round, you got big Tim Smith to the Indianapolis Colts. So he goes over there with Chris Ballard and that program right there. So in all, you had, 7 players drafted. You had 3 to get picked up as free agents. C.J. Dupree to the Patriots, James Burnham to the Saints, and Neil Hibbett, long snapper, to the Miami Dolphins.
There you go. Nice rundown, my man, Steven. And I'm gonna turn it right over to you, George. We're gonna get your take, Teague's take on this. No pun intended. If you hadn't checked out Teague's take, it's his show. Like and subscribe. But what was your take on this? Who were the winners and losers? Who were you surprised to see, good or bad, in this draft from the Tide?
Well, I will say I'm going to pull a rabbit out of the hat like Marvin did, because here locally on CBS, when I do my analyst work with the NFL, I had picked Tyler Booker to be with the Dallas Cowboys in the 1st round because they lost some serious linemen. We had lost 2 Hall of Famers, or at least future Hall of Famers, so I figured they were going to have to do it, and I felt like Booker would be close to that area. So I think that is a great pick. I love the guy. Most people don't know that. I got to tell y'all this story about him, man, because when he was coming out of IMG, he actually signed his letter of intent to Alabama here in Frisco, in Dallas, Texas. Basically, they had a big thing out here, and I was there because I had a guy from my football team that was signing. So I actually got to meet him, took some pictures with him. I was just being a fanboy, right, and all this kind of stuff. So fast forward to a few years later, when he's getting ready to play last year, when I'm at SEC Media Days, I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, man, I don't know if you remember." He's like, No. I know who you are. I remember talking to you. We were in Frisco and we were at the signing day. And I was kind of blown away, like, oh my God, this dude actually, I'm old man, just fanboying him at his signing day. And he actually remembered that and talked to me about it. So now when I'm listening to him talk and hear how he speaks about everything, guy's sharp, man. But he's a dog and he's a beast. I'm happy for the Dallas Cowboys. And I think that was definitely a big win for him, obviously, and for us. I'm with the. I know I can go through all of them, but I think everybody kind of landed where I thought they would at least land. Milroe, I was kind of a little bit on, does he go before, does he not? When the quarterback stuff started shaking up, I thought, oh God, he might go a whole lot earlier than we think. Honestly, so I'm super proud of him as well. And of course, anybody that wear number 13, Dixon, especially when they're light skinned like he is, like Malachi. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I'm glad that he gets the opportunity to go play and do some things. So that's a quick little
I was
piece
really
about it 'cause I'm
happy
so
for
excited about
Jahad Campbell going at the bottom of the first to the Philadelphia Eagles. I thought that was a really good value pick for them. I know he had some injuries, but like Howie Roseman said, we can wait on him to get healthy. We don't got to rush this because we have enough veterans there. And I think that was one of the better pickups for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think that was one of the most valuable picks in that first round.
I mean, but Smoke, can you imagine Howie Roseman? Could you imagine Howie and Jeff Lurie? They're both in the green room with a cigar and a thing of cognac going, what can we do to beef this thing up even more? Let's get in front of the Kansas City Chiefs, right? And take this dude straight away from Kansas City.
Right? I mean, that was a great pick.
We know what bothers me about the pick, though, is the Eagles. That's the only problem I have with it. I love it. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I ain't trying to root for the Eagles, man. I need them to go to Kansas City. That would have worked out well, but whatever.
They just got better.
Be working y'all for years to come. You might as well come to terms with it.
Well, George, and you got to be struggling with that because the Eagles have figured out we draft Alabama players. It kind of works out in our favor.
Bama or Georgia?
And Georgia. It's Bama, Georgia, North.
They go SEC.
Yeah. George, we got a fan, Glenn Teague. I don't know if that's one of your relatives out there. Maybe, back in the day, I don't know what happened there.
Third cousin removed.
Just joining. George, what do you think about the Cowboys picks? I know you just talked about Booker. Yeah, I don't know. George, it gets crazy back in them college days. It could be,
Stop it.
George, what do you think outside of Booker about how the Cowboys drafted? I know we're talking Bama here, but we
Well, yeah, I appreciate him asking that question. And, we love when people interact on the Bama Standard. It's always good for us. So thank you for that. Just real simply put, and I'm a little bit different than maybe some of the fans. I thought they did well, right? Doesn't mean I like everything they did, but from a draft standpoint, it was good. Most of our fans are going to say we didn't address the worries about wide receivers with the Dallas Cowboys. I absolutely agree. But going back to this Tyler Booker thing, I think that was the right pick. I think they were all worried about, hey, we should either try to get a running back, move up, do something. Man, we need linemen. Everybody in here know you got to win the game up front. So to me, when you got a pick like that, that's good. No, I don't like it. We still don't have someone next to CeeDee Lamb or whatever. But they're trying to hold some money because they about to have to pay Micah Parsons a grip. And the longer they wait.
Hey, Teague, while we're on the subject of the Dallas Cowboys, I want your opinion on something. What do you think about this Joe Milton situation coming in at quarterback?
Do I like the move?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Milton is probably going to be an upgrade for y'all here real soon.
Mook, stop it. Knock it off. What are you talking about?
Hey,
upgrade over who?
Dak. Over Dak.
Okay, time. Hey, T, can I get him real quick?
Let's get this party started.
Hey, T, can I get him real quick? Hold on, y'all. Can I get him real quick? Hold on.
Give Milton a little bit longer, and all right.
Yeah, Marvin, you're tripping hard. You're one of those.
I'm not.
Just let me breathe. Let me breathe real quick. Let me get this smoke out. I think you're one of those unintelligent human beings that like to go off of like fantasy points.
Nope.
Just hold. You can't. I ain't asking nothing. Let me get it up. I don't think you can name 9 other quarterbacks in the NFL that you can say are hands down better than Dak Prescott. Right? You can't. So if you have a top 10, bottom 3rd quarterback in the NFL, you think that Bazooka Joe that just figured out how to throw the football last year is going to come in and be an upgrade to 2 years ago, the runner-up of MVP in the NFL? Like, you stop being a fan, man, and watch the game.
I said you give him a little bit more time, is what I said. He is going to be. Dak can't win the big game to save his damn life, man. Listen.
Okay, Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts in the last few years are the only 2 that can.
How many playoff games has Dak won in his career?
I don't know. You're the Dak answer.
Exactly.
Tell me.
Not many.
Good. So let me ask you another question.
You don't need all the fingers.
Let me ask you a question. Tell me another 4th-round pick quarterback that's played better than Dak Prescott in the NFL history.
Tom Brady. Boom! Hey, Petty, let's go, baby. Back.
I'm trying to come up. I'm writing down 9 real quick because I feel like it's doable. But
so you got 1, Tom Brady, arguably the best quarterback of all time. I like that. Like, he took the man in the 4th round. I think he's outplayed his draft position where he's been drafted at.
I'm not saying he hasn't, but I'm just saying in moving forward, I don't see
Joe Milton ain't the guy.
I don't see that getting him over to the promised land.
No, I don't either. But man, you can't push the man out the building for Joe Milton, for Bazooka Joe.
George, you got a take on that, or is this
I'm
one you kind of got?
Y'all can actually hear me. Can y'all hear me or
Yeah,
no?
we
Yes,
hear
sir.
you, man.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm sorry. I think that was my phone keeping up a lot of racket or whatever, so I had to turn. It's making it kind of hard for me to hear you guys a little bit. So, Dak Prescott, this Milton thing. Marvin Constant, you tripping, dog. You tripping. Maybe he's an upgrade over Trey Lance or something of that nature.
Or Cooper Rush.
Or Cooper Rush, yes, all of that, but he's not going to see that field anytime soon, boss.
He will, because Dak is fragile as hell. So we all know that.
The man almost got his leg amped. Like, bro, stop it.
The finger, the leg, the arm. What's going to be next season? The pelvis.
Yeah. And anyhow, let's get back to this draft. You know what, T? I thought the Cowboys had a really, really good draft.
Thank you.
Honestly,
I agree.
The 2nd round pick, the edge rusher out of Boston College. But if you're talking about a guy that can just get after the quarterback, Donovan Ezeraku can get it done. I like the corner out of ECU. He can go. He can strap it up.
He tall.
I love Jadon Blue, who you guys picked up in the 5th round. Samar James, quality linebacker, special teamer. Johnny Cornelius, the old tackle out of Oregon. I think he's going to be okay in the next few years. Phil Maffa and my buddy, good friend Tommy Aking Basute from Maryland. Great 7th round draft pick.
Well,
I'll give you guys a name, man.
It's all good. They got a lot of running backs, though. You know, it's going to be interesting to see which one they actually end up letting go. They brought in Miles Sanders. You're talking about the Jadon Blue. So they got Miles Sanders and who's the other guy? Oh, Javonte Williams that they brought in. You still have Malik Davis there. It's going to be interesting to see if they actually keep what's the little running back's name? There was a K-State, little short dude.
Daggone, his dad working the daggone building, man. Oh,
Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah,
Deuce Vaughn. Yeah,
Deuce Vaughn.
Chip Vaughn. I mean, Coach Vaughn's son.
How this plays out and what he does with family type stuff, you know, and who he actually keeps. So I think they did well, man. I think they did very, very well. They still need a wide receiver. Out here, Jerry Jones is saying they still try to make a move on some type of trade or something for somebody. I'm not sold on it just yet. But maybe they do try to make a splash and go get another wide receiver.
Well, Tyler Booker aside, which you friend of your network too, Teague, Cole Kubelik, when he talks offensive lineman, I pay attention. He said he thought he was a top 10 prospect in the draft, not so much because some of the positions were weaker, and he is so much better at his position than everybody else. He's a plug-and-play 10-year guard, and in the NFL, you can't turn that down. So with that said, aside from Booker, in this draft, what Alabama player has the quickest path to the field, do you guys think?
I think it's Jahad Campbell.
Campbell?
Yeah, I just think being in Philly, I know they just re-signed back Braun, the linebacker in free agency. Dean was banged up last year, so he's coming off of an injury. So I think he has a good chance. And playing linebacker in that system is not that difficult. And him being able to play 3 downs, being able to be a pass rusher, I think he has a really good shot by the end of the season being a starter for Philly.
Steven, you got one?
I'm going to go Malachi Moore with the Jets. You look at it, Aaron Glenn was with Detroit. Aaron Glenn had Brian Branch. Brian Branch and Malachi Moore play very similar. And so Aaron Glenn has a guy that he knows has a very similar skill set to what he's used to in Brian Branch. Now in New York, I think Malachi hits the field quick.
Nice.
Marvin, you got some? I know you're a linebacker guy, so I kind of expect.
I love Malachi Moore, and his mother Penny might get mad at me or something like that. But if he's gonna have to cover slots or something in the league or whatever, he's really gonna have to be working on turning and running early enough. Once you get in the league, man, it's a whole different animal out there. You see a lot of.
Yeah, Teague, I'll say it for you, so that she can be mad at me. He's gonna struggle with doing that.
He's gonna come up. He's gonna hit you. He's gonna do your stuff or whatever. But when you get up here, man, and you covering these little cats in the slot, man, you got to be ready to go. So
Stephen M, you gotta understand, in that division, he's gonna have to cover Tyreek Hill. He's gonna have to cover Jalen Waddle. Secure in Buffalo. Like
I get
that's gonna be.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge. It's bigger than a challenge.
The first thing I would say is, being a day 3 pick, he's gonna have to make the team first, and he's gonna have to do it by playing special teams, then figuring out how can he be a valuable piece on that defense. Because being one of the 13 guys that play on an NFL defense, Teague, you understand how hard and how difficult that is. And especially when you're at a specialized spot as a nickel. One thing that coordinators do when they go to sleep and when they wake up, they find whoever the weakest guy is, and they put their best player on the weakest guy, and they're going to bleed him until he runs dry. And until he step up and make plays consistently, he's going to be that mouse in the house.
That's right. I do agree
Marvin,
with that. But it's going to be interesting to see how they use him, because he has a little bit of the Jamal Adams type features for me on what I'm thinking. He's not nearly as fast as Jamal Adams was, but he can play around the line of scrimmage and probably cause some havoc up front. Maybe they try to protect him on the pass a little bit, like you're saying, so he doesn't get motion into a Tyreek Hill or somebody else where they're going to try to find these matchups. That's on the coordinator to try to do that. But he can come in. I think he can compete for it. He's very well smart enough. He plays physical enough. So I think you're on point. I do agree with you. Special teams are going to be really, really important for him to make it. And then he's got to show that value for that 5th, 6th, or 7th DB that they're trying to put on the field right away. Because that's what they already know what their first 4 is, and probably their first 5, right now. So he's going to have to fight for that, that 6th, 7th spot to get some depth and try to get on the field.
Okay. So Teague, I know Don Parker brings up a good thought here. Do you think Malachi should beef up and maybe pull a Mark Barron move and be a little bit more close to the box? That's an outside back.
Time out. Being in the secondary, coming down to make run plays every now and then is one thing.
Oh, here we go.
In that damn box is a whole different set of problems.
I just asked the question.
Listen,
this ain't college.
Be a grown damn man to go stand in that damn box, play after play after play. That ain't for the faint of heart, baby.
So
I like this fan, Master Constant.
but to answer his question like that, no, I don't think that he needs to. I don't think that would be good for him to beef up and do that. It's first of all, that makes it even harder to run. Just going from 198 to 208 for me. God, I felt like I was 400 pounds, just add 10 when you're trying to chase guys and run guys. And if you are trying to get in that box, now you got guards, crazy people in there that are really trying to decleat you. So I think it becomes skill and technique. So I know you guys heard me about it during the course of the year. Teague's take, even here on Bama Standard, and doing things of that nature, that it's all technical stuff that he has to be sound is from a coverage standpoint. You got to turn at the right time. You got to use your hips. Dixon will tell you, man, being back there in the secondary, there are so many small
eye control, man,
intricacies that you got to have, particularly in the pros, because when them quarterbacks throw the ball, it's coming out hot. You can't be a little late and hoping you're going to make up for it, or you can't misjudge balls. Malachi probably missed some interceptions that he probably could have got at Alabama, or I shouldn't say miss. Maybe he didn't go for him because he wanted to go ahead and get the hit and do things of that nature. Man, that stuff comes back to bite you if you're not looking at the ball and you don't see it. These guys, man, I don't think anybody really gives the receivers enough credit to give the DBs enough credit to say, man, to cover these guys. Well, they letting you play 7-on-7 nowadays in the NFL, bro. It's going to be hard. So doesn't mean he can't do it. I'm not saying that, because the first time he shows up at camp, so he's going to come to rookie camp in May. Maybe he looks pretty good against the guys that are already there. But when those veterans show up in June, it's going to be an eye opener pretty quick. When he's trying to cover. I don't even know what receivers they got up there with the Jets, but it's going to be different. It's going to be.
They got Wilson up there. Let me see who else is up there with him.
There you go.
That's a kid out of Ohio State. Let me check who the Jets. That's one area that they struggling in.
Is Adams still up there with him?
Nah, Devontae Adams. He got traded. Well, he hit free agency and ended up back out there in L.A. The Rams.
They got a new head coach too, though. So Aaron
the
Glenn
AG. AG. They got AG.
Take care of him. Yeah.
They got AG.
Yeah. That's right.
Well,
so
who
knows?
He's a DB.
He's DB. He can coach him up.
We know the guys that went early and that are the obvious picks, but give me a sleeper from this draft class that we're not expecting, that they just say, hey, man, we're going to look 5 years from now and this guy's turned out to have a pretty solid pro career going.
The long snapper.
The kicker.
Man, you don't even know the long snapper name.
And that's my whole point.
Don't need to.
They fly so under the radar.
I'm gonna throw mine out there real quick, Stephen. I'm gonna go with Robbie Hughes.
Okay.
Just because of the value that we spoke about on Constantly Smoking, that airs Thursdays, 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. Marvin and I get it down, Teague. We gotta get you on there. So I just believe that Robbie has the skill set of a H-back. He can play some fullback for you. He can line up in Y, and he can be a core 4-team player just because of just the way that he plays. And I think guys like that, Teague, the NFL, every league, every coach is looking for a Y that don't care about getting the fullback. Getting the ball thrown to him. And the fullback don't care about running. And I think when you can bring that value and that level of toughness, I think you can get around and be around the league for 10 years and nobody even know your name.
I think that's a great pick.
I'm going with Tim Smith.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you were about to say, Stephen.
If he stays healthy, I'm going Q Robinson. If Q Rob stays healthy, that's the one. Because you look at it, if he doesn't get hurt last season, how many sacks and tackles for loss he would have had if he doesn't get hurt this past year. So he stays healthy. I'm going Q Rob in Denver.
See, and that's the thing. Y'all picking all these players in these areas where it's so violent and it's so brutal. That's why I'm going with the long snapper where it's safe.
Go with the kicker.
Hey, Mook, there's the hardest thing about long snappers. There's only 32 of them, and them jokers, Teague, they stay around forever.
Like that's my whole point, right?
Good stuff. Well, look.
Yeah, but I don't know that you ever actually see it. And maybe we're looking for the impact of what the effect is. I think because yeah, that's a safe pick. That's exactly what a linebacker would do. Play it safe, whatever. He's talking about all this violence and all that. Now he don't want to blitz all of a sudden.
No. I'm telling you how bad I'm beat up. So I know their ass is going to be beat up for doing this. So I'm taking the position that's going to get the least amount of impact.
Yeah, but why you ain't say Jalen Milroe in that case? I mean, because he's not going to take a lot of contact and go to that. But anyway, my guy is Tim Smith because I watched him progress over the course of the year. I think I was probably very negative about Tim Smith earlier in the year. When it's again that stuff up front, I think he has the opportunity to be able to develop, and you can take a young guy that maybe needs a little bit more stuff, technical stuff, start learning how to hand fight a little bit more, maybe gain a little bit weight or trim him down or whatever the team wants to do with him. I think that's where you find those sleepers, and those are the guys that maybe come in as a backup. Then all of a sudden they bump up, they get a couple big stops, maybe a couple freak sacks or something. Now you're going to run into a boatload of money because you become a high priority if you need somebody in the interior of a line or wherever they decide to put him. So, I mean, you see it. I see it all the time, particularly here with Dallas. That line, the whole line just got depleted because they start developing these guys. Then all of a sudden they become free agents and someone has to snatch them up. So, if he comes in and just does his job, same type of thing, be in a 8-man rotation or 9-man rotation, 10, how many of they're going to use on a D line, whatever they want to keep. That's an easy way to start showing value and then having someone else pick you up and hitting a payday.
Good stuff, Teague. Speaking of good.
Man, there you go again with this daggone long. You haven't even said the man's name yet.
They don't even know his name. Just long snap.
Kneeling Hibbett, Marvin. Kneeling Hibbett.
Mr. Hibbett, long snapper.
All right. Well, look.
Yeah, that guy.
It's time to take it back just a little bit. In today's era, it's all about who's got the freshest threads in the green room. Or if you're not in the green room, who's got the big party going down? Boy, Shador really did it up this year. But let's go back a little bit. Back to the days when Boys to Men were topping them charts. Back when Mr. Teague was sitting around waiting on that call. Let's go back to the day when Mr. Teague got that call. And a little bit of story time. Tell us about the day in the life. Let's go back a little bit. And I want to know about your day, how different it was then for you on draft day or not, or what was your experience like?
Did you have on a zoot suit and some roof?
Hey, it was definitely different. It was big time different because we had more rounds, first of all. So you had a better chance of getting drafted. Doesn't mean that you had a better chance of making the team, but you at least got it there. But for me, my experience was cool and fun, I would say. I was not invited up to New York. It was always in New York at that time, right? Because I wasn't projected to be a first-round draft pick coming at first, believe it or not. A lot of people thought I was going to be a 6th-round pick. Then after the Sugar Bowl, we win the national championship. It started going, well, now I moved up a little bit. Going to be 4th-round pick. I then played in 2 bowl games afterwards. We were able to do that. The Japan Bowl and the Senior Bowl, right? So then my projection moved up to like a 3rd round. So I thought I was going to be like a 3rd round pick. All that to say to that. So I was actually in Atlanta. I'm going to give a little bit of love to Frankie's. Frankie's was the name of the bar/restaurant that we were at. All of us that thought there was a couple guys that were supposed to go 1st round were there. But I was there. Here's the fun part. I don't know, Steven, if you're old enough to even know what a bag phone is, but like how Shador had his little cell phone with the special number, we had bag phones that had the numbers that the agent was going to call. So I felt like I was kingpin, man. We sitting at the bar. It's my family, my wife. We got the bag phone, the agent sitting there, right? We just eating because at that time it wasn't just 1st round on one day. You kind of went through 3-4 rounds in one day. So it was a long ass time, excuse me, for it. So while I'm sitting there chilling, My bag phone rings in the first round.
Oh, no.
Oh man, no.
The back phone went out
because my phone ringing. I'm looking, man, like, now I got to pick the phone up. Hey, what's going on? It's Teague, right? Hi, this is Ron Wolf from the Green Bay Packers. How you doing? I'm like in heaven, right? This first round, man. And this is before the pick. This is like 26, something like that pick. Hey, we're thinking about taking you. Would you want to come to Green Bay to play for us? So the first thing I had to do was try to figure out what the hell Green Bay was. I ain't know what Green Bay, whatever. The only thing I knew is what I saw on TV: snow everywhere, cold weather. In my mind, I'm thinking, damn, this is the one place I said I don't want to go, and this is the team that called me, right? So I'm like, man, absolutely. Let's do this, this kind of thing. He said, all right. He said, now remember, I'm watching this on TV, so all the stuff is going on. I'm on the phone. He gives me the scenario. He says, hey, and now the picks were 15 minutes back then, so it was long, like 20 minutes. So he says, this is what we're going to do. Their pick was in the second round. They had already picked. He said, hey, if Dallas don't take you, Tampa Bay don't take you, or whatever, we're going to trade up at 29, and we're going to pick you. You good with that? We're going to be able to do this? Man, we kind of dapping it up, around the thing. I'm like, yeah, hang up the back phone. So now I'm watching the TV. Can you imagine this when you watching yourself about to get picked, right? So now I'm watching. Commissioner comes up, bling, bling, bling. There's been a trade. Green Bay's moved up, making a trade. I'm like, oh, shit, this is about to go down, right? We 5 minutes in, ain't nothing happened. We 10 minutes in, we still on the clock. We 15 minutes, almost 15 minutes. I'm like, man, what is going on? He'd already told me the thing, so I'm sweating bullets now, right? But finally, bag phone rings again. Commissioner's walking up. I'm on the phone with the Green Bay Packers, and it's like, hey, congratulations, you're about to be a Green Bay Packer. So I'm watching it on the TV while I'm on the phone, that kind of thing. At Frankie's in Atlanta. So it was a big day for me. We were all excited as a family. What did I do afterwards? Immediately after we got done, I don't even like tequila, but we had us around tequila that day, baby. I was like, hey, man, get the good stuff. Get the good stuff. And I didn't know
all on me.
It was at the time. I still had, shit, whatever. But that's how my day went. So it was absolutely fabulous experience for me. I wasn't in New York, but I had the same type of stuff, excitement to be able to get drafted. When I thought I was going in the third round, snuck into the first round. So something I'll never forget, fellas.
So still surreal to you to think back on all these years later? I think Mr. Teague may still be on his.
I'm done. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
We can't see you, but we can hear you on the back phone, so we ain't worried.
You're still on the back phone, George.
We can't see you because you're on the back phone. That was great. When you said back phone, it went straight.
And when you said it,
straight murdered out black. Like it worked perfect.
Man.
Like you had it all seamed up.
Look, we appreciate that snapback. That was something we were hoping to get today, just a flashback to that day where, again, you climbed in the draft, and to get that excitement to get a call, man, something every kid that ever picked up a football in the front yard dreams of. It's awesome stuff. But look, we've gone backwards. Now let's go forward. There we go. We got him back.
The back phone is down. He's back on the iPhone.
We're back on the Nokia.
That damn dial up he on. That's it.
In Dallas, man, they're supposed to have that high-speed internet out there in Texas, right?
That's
oil. They got oil and cattle. That's all.
Oil and cattle. No high-speed internet. All right. We took a look back. Now let's take a look to the future. 2026 Alabama draft prospects. Man, I'm gonna have to defer it to my man Stephen M. Smith over there, our Alabama encyclopedia. Let's start this off. Who are we looking at next year possibly being looked at in the draft?
I mean, you got to start off in left tackle. Caden Proctor, he is going to be looked at, in the first round. You got to look at him. You got to look at Parker Brailsford at center, a value pick. Now, will Brailsford be first round? We'll see, but he definitely is going to be a value pick there. You have to look at Jam Miller, all that he can do from the running back perspective, catching, running, pass blocking. You got to go Jam Miller. You have to look at where does Jeremy Bernard fall. You got to look at Jeremy there. And if Isaiah Horton goes off, you could have a 2-for-1. Horton and Jeremy could both go, provided if Horton goes off this year as a transfer coming up from Miami. Defensively, number one, Tim Keenan. Big draft here for Keenan. First round, opportunity for Keenan. Not just Keenan, but LT Overton too. They both can go with a big season. You look at linebacker, Deontay Lawson's healed up. He has a monster year. You look at Deontay Lawson. You look at Justin Jefferson. He has a big year. There's him right there. Keon Sabb. He comes back and balls out. You throw him in there. Damani Jackson. He balls out. You have him in there. So there are some names in there for 2026 that can make it happen. And here's the biggest one. Ty Simpson. All you need is 1 year. All you need is one.
Steven, I think you hit on all of them, but the wild card to me in a quarterback-rich class of next year is Ty Simpson. If Ty can put it all together, and really he needs to put it together,
he has
because that young guy is going to be nipping at his daggone heels.
He's the future.
So for just his quality of life, for him to understand what it's going to take. I mean, you're not going to have a better group this year in terms of receivers, in terms of Horton, Latsier Brooks, Rico, and we haven't even mentioned Bernard and Ryan Williams. You got Grubbs back. I think Ty can be one of the guys that takes off this year in terms of putting himself in a situation to go second or third. And if that's the case, get out.
And so, but also Smoke, here comes another wild card, one of Marvin's guys, and this is if he stays healthy and really pops. Quay Russaw.
Yeah.
You got to take Russaw now into account. If Russaw stays, and Russaw's dropped 10 pounds. He's fully healthy. He dropped 10 pounds a lot quicker this past spring. If Russaw stays healthy, and let's say he goes out there and has a 8 to 10 sack year, then you got to look at Russo got to jump in there too.
Right.
Any names?
Ty will be back in 2026. Good luck for him. He'll be riding the pine.
I'm gonna let George go, and then I'm gonna have to let Marvin hit clean up on this since he did so well on this last draft class. But George, any names that are on the current roster that pop off at you, right? Pop off in your head that are going to be, maybe first round big time prospects next year.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was off. I couldn't hear you guys. I don't know what was going on, so I had to pop off and come back in. And I don't know who you guys all said it. I don't know that. I can't say that I've actually been looking at that to actually see who would actually be our number one guy for next year, honestly.
Teague, it's probably the layup is going to be the left tackle, Proctor.
All right.
More likely a guard than a tackle in the NFL, but big, fairly athletic. Like, he's a massive human being. And if he puts it all together, like, the league's looking for big guys like that.
I've already seen some mocks, Smoke, way too early mocks that have Proctor top 5 right now for next year.
Wow.
I don't know about that, but I think he has a chance. Top 5 is rich.
Shoot, let's go to our draftadamus. They're in the middle. Marvin, what you think?
If this kid puts it all together, based upon some of the flashes I seen from him last year, don't be surprised to see LT Overton go early.
That's a good one, Marvin. He just got to finish plays.
That's what I'm saying. If he can put it all together, because there were times last season where he was amazing. There were other times, like, where the hell are you?
Right.
If he can put it all together,
if he finishes on negative plays in the back, if he finishes sacks and tackles for loss, Overton will go in the first round. That's the only thing that he was lacking.
Hey, Petty, can you pull that question up by Don Parker talking about my guy, Caden Proctor again?
It's about some why.
Where are we at?
It says, unless Proctor drops weight and have an outstanding season, I don't see him. All right. Don, I don't know if you've ever seen Caden Proctor before, like in person off the hoof. He's not a fat kid.
Mm-mm.
He's just a massive human being. If he loses 100 pounds, yeah, he's gonna look like me and T, like lean. He's just a big man. Like you don't fight like he. You remember how Evan Neal looked? Like Evan was just a big guy.
Yeah.
Remember how Deontay Brown looked? He was a big dude.
Yeah. See, Deontay had a little bit more blubber. He was a little bit more loose.
So you're saying he's Cornelius Griffin is statue?
Yeah, he's just a big barrel chest, thick kid that if they say he's 280 pounds, I'm like, all right. If they say he's 320, I'm like, all right, because I can't tell the difference just because he's every bit of 6'7", massive. Just he ain't Hotel Flozell Teague, but just a big dude.
No, but the league is still looking for that, right?
Right.
I don't know what the average weight is, but I'm going to imagine most of these guys are 330, 6'6", and okay, some of them got good bodies, but I seen plenty of them that got terrible bodies. As long as they feet can move the correct way and they can put them hands and grippers on you, you want to
them grippers.
because they be holding now.
That's all they do.
Guys be holding them for. They be holding. But I don't think that you necessarily have to do that. These guys are big, man. You go to camp, just go to an NFL training camp. If you get one day to sneak up to the Falcons or somewhere close by or wherever you are in the country, because we worldwide on the Bama Standard, baby. Wherever y'all at, find the team that you can just go find a day and stand by the fence. And when them guys come by and start giving you autographs, I promise you're going to be like, oh my God.
You looking up.
It don't look the same on TV. They big, but until you walk up on one of them, and he got all that hair on his face.
You
be like, oh my God. And he running like that. He chasing linebackers or whatever, or you go from a defensive inside. You know how big they are and how fast they are, man. It's unbelievable how big these dudes are. People be asking me, man, could you go play right now? I'm like, hell no, because these dudes is sick, man. These wide receivers like 6'6", 220, man.
All of them.
4'3".
Teague, you made a good point. A lot of guys be saying these kids aren't physical, and I'd be like, guys, go stand on the sideline and hear the violence. And then talk about how soft they are. Man, I see high school kids now, Teague, 6'4", 310. And I'm like, who's feeding y'all?
That's why
they're not doing 3-a-days or spring practice.
That's why Hibbett gonna have the longest career. Long snapper.
Hey guys, Christian Love brings up a good one. What about Jalen Hell? And this thing is a good question.
Hale will be in that wide receiver rotation. The one thing with Jalen Hale, mentally, where is he coming off the injury?
Well, how behind is he with what they brought in with Isaiah Horton and Bernard stepping? He's
out there making plays too. But the thing is, when you get to the season, right? When you get to the season and you cutting and you moving on that field in the regular season, coming off an injury. What is your mental like coming off an injury like he suffered a couple of springs ago where he came off that field with that knee injury? What is his mentality like right now? He's out there. He's doing fine. He's in that rotation.
Hey,
you know what, Stephen?
How fast is Bernard? How fast is Bernard? Really?
4.5. Is he a 4.5 guy? Is he?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
4.5.
No, Teague. He is bigger. When I saw him, he's bigger than what I thought. He's faster than what I thought. But I don't know if he's going to be a clock 40 guy, but he plays faster and bigger than a 6'1", 205, 210 frame.
Well, I told y'all last year he was going to continue to emerge and grow and be one of our better wide receivers. I told y'all that all last season. So,
Marvin,
Okay,
you're right
Marv.
again. Everything that you say, you're right.
Okay, Marv.
Yeah, but hey, Stephen M. Here's what I'm saying about Jalen Hill. I just don't know how he gets into that rotation in the top 4.
That's my question.
Because the top 4 right now, just coming out of spring, if they had to line up, you got to say Ryan,
Okay.
Bernard,
Right.
Isaiah,
Right.
and then you got Latsir Brooks.
Well, that fourth one, Smoke,
Rico?
it's Brooks / Rico Scott.
Rico's.
Because you gotta have Rico in there too.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and like Marvin, I'll put some money up. There might be some rumblings that the best receiver in Tuscaloosa right now is the guy that I just said last.
Wow.
Brooks is a monster. They can't stay in front of him. I agree with you. I'm just saying Rico in there too. You going
Right. So I'm not taking Rico out. So Rico's 5. So when does number 6 get 30 to 40 receptions? That's all I'm saying.
That's going to come down to you brought over Ryan Grubb. How does Grubb play this?
Yeah. Okay. So how does all of those guys? Yeah, Ryan gonna get 50, right? Bernard gonna get 40 something. The next one gonna be in the 30s, right? So we at 4. So where does 5 and 6 get 30 apiece? You're not throwing the ball every single rep like they do at Tennessee. They're gonna run the ball.
like they used to do at Tennessee. Nico left.
Nah, they still. So I'm not saying that he can't do it. I'm just saying this might not be the time. And somebody just said Cole Adams in the slot. It's just so many receivers.
It's a numbers issue. I think it's a numbers issue with Hill. That's my one. Like I know, and he's coming back from injury, and you've got it's going to be tough for him to, I think, to break that rotation, like you say, Smoke. I hope he does. I'd love to see him get in it and him.
I think he's in the rotation, but when you talk about draft picks, it's production play. So are we going to see the production, and are we going to see enough playing time to say, you know what, viable draft pick? Let's get him up in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. That's the only thing I'm saying. Coming off a knee injury as well, too.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. I agree. I think it's going to be tough. But one thing that's also interesting to see is when you hit that Bryant-Denny Stadium next year, seeing that title towel all over it. Smoke, get it up. If you got it, get it up. Go to whitwillsports.com today. Don't go to Bryant-Denny empty-handed next season. Have that title towel in hand. Give some love to Whitwill, man. One of our great sponsors here at the Bama Standard. Tell them the promo code The Standard and receive 20% off your purchase of the title towel. Get it there today. No, they don't make them big enough to cover Marvin, but they are big enough to wave around. You know,
my man catching strays, man. What
I do now?
Hey. Petty, you know what? You pull up this comment right here, tough as nails.
What's Tans or boy? What's he got going? Mbakwe sitting the pine. Man, that name disappeared this spring, guys.
Stephen M.
What happened there?
What happened?
Marvin, I got it, Marvin. For him, special teams is going to have to be it for him because Bach is another one that, as you mentioned, Smoke, with how deep this receiver room is. Him leaving the defensive side and coming to offense, both sides are deep. Bach will have to get on special teams.
But Cole Adams is your punt returner.
Bach's going to have to either take that from Cole or Bach will have to go to kickoff return.
Man, they're kicking it through the end zone.
He going to have to find some Smoke. He left the defensive side.
They ain't kicking off like that for him to have that much production.
He left the defensive side, Smoke, where he was actually growing and getting better as a corner. And people forget he only played one season of high school as a true corner. And that was what, 10th grade year? 9th, 10th grade year?
He might want to go back to
defense.
He
should
have stayed at corner. But over there corner now, he's competitive.
He's a good defensive back, though, man. I remember watching his film. He's a good defensive back. He could have.
He's just going. I don't know. It's all mental for him, bro.
They want to be on the dark side. They want to be like you, man. They don't want to tuck one back in the distance in the game against Tennessee or whatever.
They are so. Listen, Teague. You know what? Some of these young athletes are so afraid of being embarrassed that it hurts their mental health and their mental level of just playing through adversity. Like mental toughness is a part of being a DB. Like, you're gonna get beat. We beat off the snap. They going where we don't even know. We're reacting. They might catch 8 balls for 90 yards, no touchdown. We get 3 PBUs and a pick. Bro, we play the game. But some guys can't live with the 8 for 90. I can live with that. You ain't score. And you ain't getting no critical first downs. Good luck. They're supposed to complete some of the balls.
It's mindset, bro. You hit it on the head. You don't play anywhere on defense. And it all changes on where you're at, from linemen to linebackers to even the secondary. But it's all of us on defense got a little bit of loose screw, a little bit, right?
My screws are tight. You're not gonna put.
Man, my screws ain't tight.
He talking about that. He talking about them screws in his knee over there, or whatever. This thing ain't tight, but the other part around there.
Marvin screws so tight they didn't split.
He almost spit up his water.
They just spin.
That's how you gonna do me.
I'm just saying they tight. I get
Bionic man.
And I don't have screws. I have a knee replacement now. They take the ACL out when you get knee replacement, sir. So I no longer have screws.
So Marvin's just a bionic robot at this point.
I have fun.
Is it plastic? Is it plastic? What is it? What
titanium, metal, or something. I be at the airport having the time of my life, man. They be listen.
You know what, Marvin? That's a good question. When you fly, how often do you get stopped?
I've got a chain.
It depends on how much of a hurry I'm in. If I'm not in a hurry, I'm gonna play with TSA. I keep going through the metal detector, and they keep one, and they can't figure it out until they make me go in the body scanner. Then they'll figure it out then. But yeah, I just like to mess with TSA if I got time.
They start one in that chest. I know. I'm with you, buddy.
That's where I go to jail.
Now, they did. Now, I was in Columbia one time. They took me in the back room. I got nervous then. I said, let me quit playing around here.
Hey, you playing in the wrong country too, homeboy.
They took me in the back of Columbia. I was like, yeah. Listen, so here's this card. I have a knee replacement. So y'all can take me back to general population.
Petty, you also had surgery, Petty?
Oh, yeah. I've got a chain link fence in my ribs. All my ribs are chained together.
Damn, what alligator got a hold of you?
A car into my door.
I got you.
Man, tube in the chest, all that good stuff. I'm like it, man. I got as much metal in the face, metal in the ribs. I'm bionic as well. I just I ain't a robot like machine like Marvin over here.
Yeah,
Marvin on roids too, so don't even worry about all that.
Speaking of TSA checking people, one thing they weren't checking were Alabama players getting on planes going other places, because it sounds like they were all staying at the capstone. Guys, it sounds like DeBoer, for all the heat from the first year, which it's like people don't expect there to be turmoil in a first year after the greatest coach of all time leaves. He had some waters to swim through. But, man, he's kind of swimming through them, and it looks like there's some mojo starting to come together down on the capstone. Let's talk about it, guys. Nobody hopped in the portal for DeBoer. That's pretty damn impressive in this era.
Well, you know what? That's go ahead, Marvin.
That could be good. That could also be bad. Because, again, no. I'm not going to say bad from the standpoint you think. You will have no excuses if the season doesn't go the way everybody thinks it should go. Because you can't blame kids leaving in the portal, because you got everybody you had in the spring. So
you wanted
right. So you know the roster that you're working with. So if you go into the season and you struggle, you don't have any excuses at this point. You can't point any fingers. It had to start from the top down. That's why I say it can be good, but it also can be bad.
Yeah, you know what, Marvin? I just, hats off to Courtney Morgan and Kalen DeBoer and that whole entire building for doing almost the daggone impossible of making sure that you're keeping young people that are pocket watching, eyes locked in on staying true to what they've earned and what they're trying to get to. And don't think that teams weren't trying to poach players off their roster, but they're doing a good job of balancing out their checkbooks and their salary cap, making sure that they're paying the right players and they're not overpaying the wrong players in that locker room for the good players to be looking at the bad ones to say, why are they getting this bag in comparison to what their value and their true worth is. So just a good job of those guys is analyzing and really evaluating their roster and making sure that they're staying true to whatever formula that they're using and stay consistent with it.
And to put with that, Smoke, it's not now these guys, they weren't, barbecuing like you and Marvin used to do out there on the campus.
Teague used to get down on the barbecue too.
Teague as well. But there's also that camaraderie of brotherhood with this team. Like this team has really brought all in together of we brothers. We are a whole unit. If you see one of us, you're going to see all of us now. And there have been several moments this offseason where if you have seen one Bama player, you've seen the other 20, 30 guys. Right. Quay Russaw literally took the whole team fishing with him. I don't know what they caught, but Quay Russaw went down there with the whole team, and he had all them boys out there fishing. And Quay is saying, we all we got. Like, we got to be a whole band of brothers here. Like, we got to be a band of brothers. If I can't fight you and I can't fish with you, but I can't win with you. So there's becoming a return to a camaraderie within that locker room, but not just that, outside the parameters of football. Like these guys are really friends and bonding with each other.
Well, I'm just happy that they're getting back to that, the true essence of being a part of a football team and not semi-pro players with adolescent mentalities.
Man, bro.
The times we got in trouble for skipping class because we was out there fishing. Man.
Hey, Danny. I love everything these guys are saying, but I'm going to have to say I'm probably the one that's a little bit more skeptical about all of this and the way it is going, right? I do hear a lot of keywords that I think are super important. Roster management is what you heard Marvin talking about. Hey, keeping the right guys and trying to figure out who you got. I love that. It is super, super important, and perhaps we're doing the right job. Smoke said that other word. I love the episode you guys had on that when he was talking about pocket watching. Man, yeah, people pocket watching and trying to count everybody's money and all that kind of stuff. That go into it. And Stephen A. said this word that I love that he said, or Stephen M. Brotherhood and coming all together and all this. Man, I am so skeptical of all of college football about this stuff. I'm glad they're there and they stay, but maybe when they went fishing, maybe what you're trying to figure out what's that called is they all figured out how to catch that damn bag. And, we got a great athletic director. We got people that know how to make things work. And they know if we're going to get in the game, because I know I'm a donor as well. And I know what they be asking for and what they're doing and how much money we got to raise. And if we're going to be in the game, hey, man, if I'm not, just because I'm around it in high school and everything else, man, I don't believe this whole loyalty thing just yet. Y'all going to prove it. Y'all talking about the fishing and all that kind of stuff. Let's see what's going to happen when it start getting tough here in a minute and people ain't playing and they ain't doing the stuff. Which one starts screaming about, hey, I got to get out of here. I got to do stuff. So I'm a little skeptical. I'm happy that they're all there, but I'm still skeptical on the reason. And can we really keep up our roster management, manage this pocket watching and all that? Because, man, guys are moving around. If you think that, I just don't feel like we're at the point in collegiate athletics where someone is still saying, hey, I really want to be at Alabama or any other school if you ain't giving up that dough. I just think we're paying enough.
Hey, T, but that was part of what I was saying. Depending upon how the season goes, it can be bad because you have all of them there. Like, you're going to have a lot of fallout if things are not going well. That's what I meant when I said it can be bad.
Okay. All right, I got
it. And we all know it's a spring. Everything looks great in the spring until that fall season rolls around. You take your first L.
Them first 4 games are going to tell a whole lot, baby. Yeah, the first 4 will tell a lot.
And then we all know this fan base is the first one that will give you a mulligan for 1 year. But when that next year ain't shaking right, they quit to have that seat go from cold to hot fast.
And then the fact that all of your players stayed after spring, you can't say it's because you lost X. That's why
Or you didn't have the right resources. I mean, listen, got to give the man the grace and just watch and tune in and see what happens.
First 4 games going to dictate a whole lot.
Yeah. But what you're saying, George, is that brotherhood gets tested when Vanderbilt punches you in the mouth real quick. And
real quick. Bro, real quick, man. Hey, he had a small.
AOL got him again. He calling in on a fax machine.
Well, look, I think we. Oh, go ahead, George. You got it?
No, I'm good.
I think we got one more topic my man Stephen Smith conjured up and wants to touch on, so I'm going to let him introduce this last one. Stephen, the floor is yours, good sir.
Well, I'm not gonna say I conjured anything up. I just put a nice conversation to the hat there. But here it is. Here, when you look at this team, guys, could you see with this team the return of that 2010 team that had all of the talent, possibly not all of the hunger, and they lost 3 games, and then that team in 2011 went on to be a national champion based off of they had the talent and the hunger to match with that? Does this team look like that?
That's a loaded question. So are you saying do they look like the 10 or 11 team? I don't see it.
Do they look like the 11 team?
That 11 team was a whole different animal.
No.
You want to talk about a team that separated themselves, and I will say this, that was probably the best top 2 defense in college football history. When you look at that damn defense, you look at that game they lost to LSU 9-6, damn field goal fest. They played them again for the national championship and broke them. But you look at, I think they ended up giving up like 6.7 or 6.6 points per game through the entire season. You know how difficult that is to do? Like, there was some grown men out there. You will never see that type of defense ever again in college, if you ask me, because, again, that unit, man, no.
See, Stephen M., this is what's missing from that Bama defense. That defense had closers.
All around, every damn position.
Right. When you don't have a closer on defense, that scares the heck out of me. And you don't have a closer on offense. And I'm talking about from the running back position. And I'm saying closing games out, that ain't scoring touchdown. That's 3rd and 2, putting your head down and getting 4. Roll that clock. You know when I'm supposed to run the ball. I'm getting 5 a pop, and I'm just bleeding that clock. And we're ending the game on our terms. I just don't see that yet.
And they had a run game. They ran the ball down people's throat to Smoke's point. Like, again, you got 5-minute offense because you know all we got to do is run the ball, pick up 3-4 yards of carry, and we're going to bleed the clock. When is the last time we seen Bama with a solid 5-minute offense?
Okay.
So what I'm asking for you, what I'm asking here, guys, is that same 2011 team was that 2010 team the previous year.
I know what you're asking. You asking, are they going to respond from what they went through last year and become something? They don't have the same. Listen, that was a whole different set of.
They don't have the same type of caliber players.
Right. That was a different set of weapons in 2011. I'm sorry.
Guys, I'm going to stop y'all real quick because we got a super chat that plays right into this. William Morris, thank you so much with the $8 super chat. And this is what Steven's asking you guys. So I'm going to put this to the panel. And I think this is it. I mean, Bama was right on the periphery last year of still making the playoffs. I think the offense has the potential to be better this year. Steven, panel, is it too early to predict if Bama will be improved this season?
Knowing what I've seen in college football and I've been in practice, I think they do improve. Just from just the understanding of continuity. But continuity is only going to get you to 10 wins and possibly the playoffs. National championship and going deep into the playoffs we saw last year is where you're going to have to be heavy up front with depth on the O and defensive line side to get the ball, to stop the ball from being ran down on in your throat. But also, we saw Ohio State, they had closers at the rush and position that can put pressure on that quarterback and get the game over with. We saw what Jack Sawyer did in that national championship. He closed that game out. Strip, fumble, pick it up, return, game, set, match. We don't have a player like that on defense that we can lean on right now.
You talking about comparing to 2011. Dante Hightower.
We got no Scatterboo. We got no Scatterboo.
Upshaw, all them dudes. What? Drake Kirkpatrick. Man, listen, that defense was loaded. That defense. You know the first rounders were on that defense.
I know how many first rounders, Marvin. I covered every last one of them.
So y'all dudes are going to sit over there and throw up through their face mask and strap it right back up.
So I'm going to need you to pick a little bit lower of a standard.
I'm saying, Marvin, them same first rounders got their lunch took by LSU, South Carolina, and Cam Newton the previous season. Got they cut the snatch.
And Stephen M., I think what you're saying, hypothetically, the question that you're asking from the standpoint of how the season unfolded the year before to how it ended the year after, I get it. But what Marvin and I are saying to you is you got to have some horses to get in this race. We don't believe it's going to happen in that way just because they don't have the horses to run in this derby. That's all. But what you're saying, I'm with. That's not a bad scenario. But we're just saying they don't have enough players to make that turnaround. See, that was a young team, right? That was a young team that was learning how to do it the right way. And over a year, like the talent didn't leave. You saw the talent in spurts. You just saw maturity, talent, matched with leadership, and wanting to be excellent. And that's what you got out of shutting out a team not even getting past the 50-yard line in the national championship game.
Let me ask this.
A different level of killer instinct. Them dudes had an attitude when we show up, hey, we don't care who across the field from us. Y'all ass finna get it. That was a whole different mix. I've never seen a college defense with that level of mentality, and I've seen some damn good ones.
You played on some good ones too. Go ahead, Teague.
I do agree with you. I think that we become a better team. I don't think we're a national championship team this year. Okay. Or it's too early to answer his question. I think it's too early for us to be able to say that. Now, what I want to ask you, because you're bringing up some good points, can you maybe be a little bit?
Oh, man, we had him. He came back.
The fax machine keep getting it.
Man.
He's back.
So I don't know if y'all can hear me or not.
He on his MySpace page.
So what I wanted to know was the area that you're talking about. Are you talking about where we're not as good at running back, or is it the quarterback? Can you help us be a little bit more specific when you say, hey, we're not the same team. We don't have those dudes. Your wide receiver crew is still kind of good. Your linemen are still kind of intact. You're talking about some of the good pieces there. You lost maybe a couple guys on defense, but where are you talking about when you're saying we were taking a step back as opposed to going forward?
Smoke? Marvin?
No, that's to Stephen M.
Oh, okay.
I mean, taking a step back instead of going forward. I don't see Bama taking a step back.
I think that's to you guys. I don't think Steven sees them taking a step back.
Well, here's the thing about it.
Right.
I say you got to come in with a lower standard, because I think you're shooting too damn high with that 2011 team. Because even if you look at the offensive line on the 2011 team, that damn the whole line went first round too. That's what I'm saying. So you're picking a standard that's too high for them. And again, the 2011 season was Coach Saban's 4th, 5th year at Alabama. So he had time to build his roster to get that level of horses that he needed and he wanted. Okay, by that point, the program was solid foundation. This is year 2 for Coach DeBoer. I don't think he has what he needs yet in terms of his personnel to truly have and assert that level of dominance. Now, can they be a playoff team? Certainly. Can they go undefeated? It's possible, but will they? Probably not, due to the schedule they're playing. Ty Simpson, first-year starter. We still have a lot of questions on the offensive line. Last year, we didn't look so hot. So, again, to try to say, are we going to make that type of jump from year 1 to year 2? I think that's putting too much pressure on them. I would say a realistic goal would be to make the playoffs and potentially advance to the 2nd or 3rd round. I think that's realistic with a shot to make it to the national championship game.
Yeah, you know what, Teague, you brought. I'm glad that you brought up that point. And when you break it all down, and you look at it, you're saying if you're comparing player for player, position for position, and you start breaking it down, the quarterback position on the 2011 team was better because you had A.J. McCarron, one of the best in Bama history. We don't know what that quarterback position looks like right now because we haven't seen any one of those guys go through a whole season. So that's a big question mark. And at the most important position, a big question mark. The running back position for in 2011 team, Trent, Eddie Lacy.
Yeah,
They're ahead. Offensive line, they match up pretty well. If you're talking about player for player, because that's where Fluchner and all those guys were on there. Barrett Jones.
Warmack.
Yeah. No, Warmack wasn't on that team yet.
On it.
Davis. Big Davis, Brett Davis.
Yes. So that offensive line and this offensive line is close, right? You go on the defensive line. That's where you had Big Josh Chapman, Quentin Dial. You had Gentry. Damian Square, but Damian was a different mentality player. Jesse Williams was on that defense. But the linebacker position, that's where it starts getting crazy. That's where CJ, Courtney, Hightower, secondary, Clinton Dix, Drake Kirkpatrick. So that's where Marvin is just saying defensively, the level of intensity that they played, this defense is not play at that level. They have guys that are willing to put it on the line that we haven't seen this crew do as yet. And they're young. Like the secondary is young but talented. The linebackers aren't there. The defensive line, no, they don't got nothing like this. And I ain't saying talent-wise. We're just saying mentality. So that's where what we know of the 2011 team in comparison to this team, we didn't see. We never questioned the ability to finish and want to take somebody's neck and step on it with the 2010 team. We questioned that last year, didn't we? The inconsistency of play. We saw that. So that's where I think Marvin and I are saying that's where the step back is and saying, hey, we just think that the mentality and the talent level on the defensive line and the secondary linebacker supersedes what you're going to ask this group to do.
That is a great answer from all y'all. I appreciate that. That is good. That is good.
There you go. Hey, we got one more super chat to get to from the man, Don Parker, always in the chat. $10. Let's see what they're going to be like when they line up on game day. No one left because leaving Bama is playing with Big Worm's emotions. We're going to see. Let's see what happens.
Are they calling Courtney Upshaw Big Worm? I mean, Courtney Morgan Big Worm?
Big Worm.
He's calling Kalen DeBoer Big Worm.
Or maybe he's the ice cream man that came up to make Marvin's day last spring. Big Worm.
Y'all this damn ice cream.
Ephraim, do y'all like the style of Bama defense?
No.
Don't make me answer that.
No.
Marvin, answer this. I actually want Teague's take on this. I like saying that.
I want Teague's take on this too.
So last year, no. So I'm asking if trying to do what we're doing. It was too much, right? I felt like we didn't have an identity. So when we're talking about style, I'm going to go ahead and say, I don't know what our identity was. You just heard these guys talking about what that looked like. Yeah, some of it's mentality and all that. But what are you trying to get accomplished? You know, are you just going to be big up front? I mean, even Saban's team had an identity. I don't know that I always liked what he was doing, but you knew what you were going to get. I felt like every week last year, I ain't know what I was going to get. Is this a 3-man front? Is this a 4-man front? Are we stunting? Are we doing? Are there line movements? What coverages are we playing? What are we? You know, I had a lot of that, and I'm watching the film every single week on Teague's Take during the season. We break down the film.
Check that out.
Week.
If you're not,
you
you're
want to
missing
be in that. And so,
what day is that on Teague? What day is that on the Standard?
Wednesdays, 8:15 p.m. So make sure you guys check that out. We do simulcast with the Bama Standard, so you don't want to miss
Legend Education is what that is.
So we saw a lot of that, and we always just question. I always question, man, who are we? I don't even know. The next week I'm going, man, what are we going to get? what are we going to get? So I have a problem with that of saying the style of defense, whether it's right or wrong. I just needed to. I don't know who we were. And that I think that goes into trying to answer Stephen M's question of what does it look like we're going in for a title. I don't know, man, because I still don't know what we're going to get. What have they done in the offseason to really try to change or solidify what we're going to be on defense?
You're right. The style, and I was often damn confused. I don't know if it was a defense or if I'm in the damn pet store. The wolf, the rabbit, the squirrel. What the hell are we doing out here? We have overcomplicated damn playing defense.
You forgot.
Throwing the flag. Throwing the flag.
You also forgot the bandit and the husky. Just
My
saying.
God, like call it. If it's the outside
Teague,
linebacker,
you
it's
played
the
more
outside
ball
linebacker.
and coached more ball than any of us on this entire panel. Marvin's played a ton. I've played a ton. I've taught it. I've read. We've been in so many playbooks. Defensive play. I can't tell you what this defense is on a base level, a sub level, a blitz level, a coverage level. There are times I saw a defensive lineman lined up as linebacker, and I'm like, okay, I've seen like the movement and just got the amoeba package, I guess they'll call that.
It's the Joe
where you
Lee
just
Dunn,
don't
man.
know who's going to blitz and what's gap. Yeah, it's okay to do that if you're at Louisiana Monroe, if you're at South Alabama, if you're at West Alabama, if you're at Alabama A&M or State. But when you're at the University of Alabama, you don't need to play any games. You get the best of the best. You line up and you say, you know what? Ain't happening. We're going to either play this one gap penetrating, upfield, 4-3, or we're going to play 3-4, 2 gap, or 1.5 gap, knock your guy back, take control of the line of scrimmage, and play gap control football. I don't know who had what gap, how the linebackers are taking it on. I can tell you nothing about that defense, bro.
And if you go back and watch the film against Vandy, you will see it exposed on play after
what?
play.
But Marvin, I don't know what got exposed. I don't know who's supposed to fit what.
I don't count the Vandy game.
One gap. It was everything was open.
Disguise
I don't count
master
the Vandy game because they had that deal. But listen, Gerald Dixon, y'all need to pay attention to this guy. This guy good, man. This guy good, man. He just threw some shade at our defensive coordinator the way it just went right all over y'all. Y'all ain't even paying attention to what he talking about. All them schools he just named. He trying to say that our defensive coordinator been in some places where they don't know how to play no damn defense. I want to put that to you in plain language because that's basically what he
got just our cat smile because he knows you just told him on that. That's guilty.
Hey, Teague, I ain't called nobody name. All I did
I
was
know you did. I'm just letting the fans know. I'm just
How
dissecting what you said. I will put it in one little sentence for them, okay? So you're right, though. Marvin, you're on it too, man. It's going to be – I'm going to be breaking it down again. We're going to get the film. We're going to be seeing what's going on, and we'll try to talk through it and see what's happening. I don't like to – as a defensive coordinator myself, when you're having to deal with option teams and things, I'm not saying that he gets a pass on it. But when you play a weird team like Vanderbilt, that offensive coordinator brought from somewhere else, it's pretty difficult to run. We broke that down on Teague's Take and that option type, spread type stuff.
Wing T, they create so many different gaps.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It ain't that easy. And you're trying to get 1 week at it. And maybe they overlooked him and say we're just going to overpower him. But when I had one of the coaches that coached me at the Cowboys on there, he really broke it down enough for me. I probably need to watch that. Anybody could go back because that was a good one. He was saying on what position they put us in till we were just outmatched.
They created. I'm gonna tell you what they created. Hold on, Marvin. They created one more gap, and we didn't have the ability to create an extra hat in each of the fits. And even when we were trying to fit it, Marvin, we got cut off so much that we weren't getting over top of the trash to fit it up properly. So it's either you were going to have to bring that 8th defender in the box and just say, you know what, we're just going to go straight downhill and fit it gap for gap. And when we do create that extra player with the quarterback as a runner, you're going to have to take that guy at the middle of the field and come on down and just play zero and call it a day. Make those guys throw the ball downfield.
They gave us enough eye candy to hold our middle linebackers in place long enough to where we couldn't get over the top of them damn tackles to save our damn life. And we weren't playing the cutback work for damn. Like
cutback play was getting cut off, Marvin.
He's getting reached. We weren't playing the cutback like because everything was wide open.
Yeah, he's getting reached because they were doing they were moving. Again, they had defensive linemen off the ball.
This why y'all need to watch Teague's take on the Bama Standard, because right now y'all looking like, what the hell are they talking about?
You're right.
Show it to you on the film.
There we go. And that's probably a perfect segue. We've taken a lot of this Legends time tonight. Probably a good. We're gonna let him talk about the Teague's take a little bit. I like saying that every time. It's a good.
Go ahead, Teague.
But yeah, man.
Look, before I get to you, man, it's been a pleasure getting to host the Bama Standard tonight. As I always say, I feel like I'm swimming in deep waters when I'm with you guys. Look, I love you guys. I get to be with Smoke every Monday night. Marvin's my boy. Done a bunch of shows with Steven. But sharing the stage with you, George, is an unbelievable honor. You're the man, so I appreciate your time. Tell us where we can find you on Teague's Take.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the Bama Standard for all the support that they're giving for us to be partnered together. Because on Teague's Take, during the season, right, we are on Wednesday nights here, 8:15. We're always doing some type of film breakdown. I think it's awesome. Me and my son, JT, we're coaching right now. We're back in it. I don't know if y'all knew it. I'm back in the coaching business for real at high school right now. So we've actually kind of why we haven't been showing very much in the off season, because I'm back in full coaches mode and things. And you guys do the best job of trying to talk about recruits and the coaching staff and all that kind of stuff. That's not the specialty of Teague's Take. If you want to know about film and plays and schemes, you need to come watch us here and really watch the film. Mr. Teague, both Teagues, we don't do all this other part. You guys are the experts at that. So you can find us on Teague's Take on YouTube as well, but we do stream right here. Teague's Take on Twitter, Teague's Take on IG as well, just in case you want to see any shorts.
Teague, have you finally gotten JT to understand hot is a flavor in terms of hot wings?
JT is not. No, he is not fun to change at all. I barely get the guy to get a haircut every now and again. He's talking about trying to worry about a flavor or something, shoot. So I'm gonna tell him you talked about him. I'm gonna deliver the message. I'm gonna text him right now and tell him.
Okay.
I wasn't talking about JT. I was talking about the wings.
You sound just like it. So. I do got to get out, so I want to get my one last joke, if I can, because I had to start with a joke. I'm going to give one more, and I'm going to go with Stephen M. again, because he's tending to move his little office around a little bit, his studio and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know where. One time we had an ironing board in the background. Another time we had some clothes hanging up or whatever. And I think he had his bed sheets all kind of messed up one time on one of the shows. Now, I'm seeing this old janky dartboard behind him or whatever. I know he is not playing no damn darts in that damn house.
People all
that's my daughter and I. See, my daughter and I play darts.
Who puts a dartboard?
They must be ain't playing nothing.
Hey Marvin, don't do that. That man, don't do that. Leave him alone.
I'm gonna give him a pass because it has to be magnets, right? Because I know he done hit that wall, and if that dart got a little tip on it, there about 1,000 little holes in that wall because he can't see, like he said, they been hitting that damn dartboard. That damn thing tiny anyway. So get rid of that damn little tiny ass dartboard back there and go get a real damn machine, man. Spend some of that touchdown Alabama money and all that other kind of stuff that you got and buy a damn dart machine, man. Anyway,
what you don't see is the darts. The darts are in the ceiling fan. One's in the window. One's in the door.
Stop throwing darts at my guy, man.
I bet that wall is like Braille over there. It's like Braille. There's so many holes.
Speaking of throwing darts, I think we've got enough water under the bridge. Can we call the 92 Bama Mafia off my boy Smoke? Get him out of. Are we good?
No, we're not good because that shit still didn't make sense on what he was trying to do. I hit him up every now and again. Hey, you know what? Anybody got some smoke for Smoke? Tag me in it at Team Football. I will retweet that mess, and we'll keep this shit going on and on and on. That's what we would do.
They gonna run me right up out of the Sapphire.
Hey, Teague, I had a better draft prediction than Smoke though.
Okay. Hey, you good at what you do. You probably made that prediction when you wore a shirt that had a zipper on it because your shirt is too tight. You probably was but anyway, I gotta go, man. I gotta go. We gotta let me go, man. I gotta go, man.
Teague, we appreciate your time, sir. We'll see you again. As always, thank you, George. We'll see you next time,
take
buddy.
care, baby.
All right, brother.
Smoke, where can we find you? We're gonna work our way up and then get out.
Man, you know what, Mook? You can find me Mondays, open and kick with my guy, Pettey, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. On Tuesdays, right here, you see it, Bama Standard, 6 Central, 7 Eastern. On Thursdays, with the sexiest guy and the best draft knowledgeable guy. He's kicking Mel Kiper's face in. Louis Riddick don't want a chance with him. I don't want to even play with him. He got it right. The #1 draft guru in the world, Marvin Constant, and I constantly smoking. 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern on Thursday, right here. Tell your friend, tell your brother, tell your mother. Marvin, you got like 15,000 cousins. Get them all to jump in the chat and let's get going, man. We got to get this thing pumping in Tuscaloosa too, bro. You got too many family members not to be on here.
But I'll tell you this though. During the draft, Pettey texted me. He's like, "Damn, you almost called that to the exact pick." He's like, "How the hell are you getting these?"
You woke up that morning the right way.
Told him he was on fire. Speaking of on fire, Stephen Smith, man, last time I checked, you back on your own show that is catching fire here on what, Monday, Tuesday mornings? When you got that going?
Monday mornings, Bama Vision, me, Herb Ragsdale.
See it all, baby.
Mornings, in the morning. We are taking Stephen A. and First Take to school Monday. Get your pancake, your coffee, your sausage, egg, McGriddle. I don't care what it is. We breaking conversation. We breaking conversation Monday morning, Bama Vision. Or your beet juice, like Smoke here. If we breaking the conversation. Yeah. On Tuesdays, I'm here with an excellent group of men. When Tribal Chief Justin's not in, we got my man Chipper Jones, aka Daniel Pettey. Right there. Right there. We got him. Then we always have the man that is everything Central High School ever needed, everything Bama football ever needed, everything the Las Vegas betting sites ever needed, and he's everything the NFL draft needs right now. That's Marvin Constant.
I just got one question. Why the hell is Smoke chugging that ED juice on here, though?
What you say, bro?
Now, you always get on me. Marvin's the one stirring that up, not me.
What did you? I didn't hear what you said. What did I just do?
Why you chugging that ED juice? You know what ED
what
is? Erectile dysfunction.
So,
here we go. But anyway,
he got a
you pervert, bro.
Especially Monday here, Tuesday here, and Sunday here talking Bama. That's me.
Marvin, where we find you, brother, other than giving everybody hell on this network.
For drinking beet and hibiscus juice with some turmeric, some cloves, some lemon juice up off in there, a little bit of cayenne pepper.
Again, he's chugging ED juice. We'll go with that. You can find him on Instagram, Constant45. And on X, Constant454.
There you go, Philip Thomas. That beat just gets you right.
And you know about that ED juice. All right, Philip.
What? So is that the only reason why people eat beets?
Why else would you eat that shit?
Nobody ain't right mind.
So hold on. So hold on, Pettey.
Eating it because you like it.
Yeah, I like beet juice, but I'm telling you, I got hibiscus off in there, man. Hibiscus juice off in there too, with some cloves, turmeric.
Okay, so you
some
got
lemon, some ginger.
ED juice.
This is brought to you by GNC, man.
GNC, give us a call. We will take your sponsorship.
This is the same guy that counts the rice grains that he eats.
Okay. The shenanigans. Look, guys, we appreciate it. As always, here at the Bama Standard. Hey, check us out. Herb and Rod show is coming to the Bama Standard tonight. Kicking off here in 20 minutes. Give some love to our boys, Herb and Rod. Look, and also I'll be flipping over to the final whistle here in 20 minutes to catch out my boys over there. We got a lot of stuff going on Hit that like and subscribe so you get all that Bama content coming to you from the Bama Standard. Guys, as always, man, enjoy doing this show with you. It's been a blast. Let's end it on those words that Smoke loves to say the most. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.